Let me see what we need here. So let's tackle this part first. So we're gonna get our, I don't think it matters which end we start from. I top one of the ends, so it might be annoying to screw in, but we'll work with it. So let's make, should I make the rougher end the, yeah, let's make the rougher end the outer part. Okay. So look like our pulley goes here and in. So I guess we can actually goes like this. All right. So we're gonna try to slide this in. This is gonna be fun, because I think that my tolerance is not the greatest here, and I should have set it up because I had pressure advance set. So I might have to scrape this out just a little bit, and the edges of these are really sharp, so hopefully I can slide it in without a problem, but we'll see. And without hurting myself, of course. Trying from the top side. Alright. It's pretty tight, but we'll get it in there. Alright, I'm gonna top this in, guys. Let me pause you guys and I'll be right back. I don't wanna top and you guys can hear all that banging going on, so I'll be right back. Alright, and just like that, guys, we're back and it's done. I had to take a little rubber mallet and pop it in real quick. Need to work on my tolerance a little bit, but again, no big deal. It's a nice fit anyways. So we're gonna go ahead and go ahead and run a T-nuts. So these are M5 10 millimeters. So I'm gonna run a T-nuts in here. I'm gonna just get them one at a time as we go in, so they're already done. Okay. And another one. Okay. And another one here. Like I said, guys, I love this build. I'm really in love with it. I definitely want to build another one. This thing is well overly engineered, man. Like, no simplification here. It's well designed, well overly engineered. It's just rigid, and I love it for a little printer like this. Now, if all printers can be built like this, I mean, overly designed, overly engineered for rigidity, it'd be awesome. But this thing is, yeah, rigid. Alright. Now, I shouldn't be really doing that. Let me loosen this up, and then I can put the center one in. Center is also 10 millimeter. Yeah, 10 millimeter for the center one as well. to use this to get it in. This is the part I tapped, so it's a little tight, but nothing that I can't get in there. There we go. Now we can go back and tighten these up. Alright. Yep. That ain't going nowhere. That thing is rigidly on there. Alright, let's put in our pulley. 6mm pulley. And we want to put another one here. Yeah. Line that up real quick. Hopefully you guys can see all of this that I'm doing. Just line it up with a hole. Alright. Pulley. Oh, actually, we can actually put washers with this pulley, actually, which is recommended to use washers. So we can actually use some washer with this. Alright, let me see if I can see. I guess it takes this. Gotta be careful with my face here. Let me actually grab the washer first. Oh, oops. Let's get the washer aligned real quick. There we go. Slip right back off. Okay, this is gonna be a pain in the butt, but we'll get it. Washer's being a little bit of a pain to stay put. There we go. All right. All right, now put in the outer washer. Sorry guys, let me keep it in camera view here. Very difficult to get the washer part in here, but it fits. Just to get the washer to behave. Right out. It's not as easy to get in there as I thought it would be. Trying to slide it in. Come on, behave. There we go. Alright, We're gonna bring this back a little bit. I get it. I think I might almost got it, guys. This is no fun, that's for sure. Try not to hurt myself in the process either. Honestly, I don't really need the washer, but I just wanted to just put it in there. But if it's going to be this difficult to get it in, I am not even going to bother with it. Yeah, it's been a pain. Finally got it. Finally got it. Alright. That took long enough. I'm trying to line this up because I can't see a thing, so trying to be careful here. There we go. Got it. Okay. There we go, guys. Then the washer is in between it. There's a little bit of wiggle room, just enough. But spin freely and everything, so I'm happy with that. I'm not gonna over tighten it too much because it is plastic, and I think we're good there. Let me back out just like ever so slightly. Like I said, we don't need to over tighten it. All right. Next one, I'm probably gonna put on the linear rails, MGN5 here. It's already greased up and oiled up. So we're just gonna throw this on. Hopefully no debris gets in the channel. But like you see, it's nice and smooth. Travel down nicely. Not super smooth, but you know, smooth enough. And this is MGN12 C. 12C, not H, but 12C. Alright, so let's go ahead and start. We're going to slide this in. So we're going to do all 8. You know what? I'm going to do it this way. There we go. Next one. Two. Three. Making sure I'm not using any MGN10s here. It's only 8s. sure what happened there. Okay, we need 4 more here. Thought I had enough. That's 4. Make sure you have enough screw, guys. You don't want to run out of screw while doing stuff like this, because then you have to pause the project or dig down in your bin just to find the screws. So make sure you have all the screws. Just makes life easier. Let me put on some light, guys, because look like you guys can see. That should be a little bit better. You guys can see what I'm doing. Come on. Behave. Come on. Oh, wow. Blank screw. Look at that, guys. There's something in the top, so I can't screw it down. This is no good. Every now and then you get one of those ones with some defects, one of those screws. It's no big deal though. They're pretty cheap. I've received M8 screws with no threads in them before. Pretty sure that's a common thing. You guys have experienced that. Receive a M3, I meant, screw without no threads. There we go. We got one more. Let me grab another one. Alright. Last one to go. Try and keep the rails from falling off the tracks here. It's no biggie if it falls off. I can put it back on, but just trying to prevent it from falling off. Alright. So now we're gonna have to slide this in. Incorporates. Incorporates. I should get this pretty easy in one go. And these things are never. There we go. Once you get the first one, the rest tends to follow. There we go. There we go. Just gotta line it up. My fingers here. Yep. Last one. There we go. Oh, y'all see that live? Did it on the wrong side. It's good to pay attention. I have to do this again. There we go. This is the side. See, it's good to pay attention sometimes. Slide it in. Now I gotta reattempt again. Y'all saw that big fail on this video. I'm not even gonna edit it out. No need to. It happens sometime. I should have just paid attention to it. Where I'm putting it, but we're getting it slide in again, so no big deal. Just gotta line it up with the channel. Come on, behave. There we go. go. There we go. All right. Now just get our X-axis rail guide. Make sure it's centered and aligned. So, and then we can screw it down. There we go. Not going over tight, so sometimes, you know, if you tighten them too much, it can cause the rail to bind. Even though this is like steel, it can bind if you tighten it too much, so I'm not going ham, just hand tighten. That's about it. And all holes are holding it, all 8 holes, so you know it's not going anywhere. I can remove this last one. Yeah, there we go. Okay, still gliding nice and smooth. Yep. Oop. Alright. Alright, so we got that on. Next thing, the motor mount. So let's get the motor going. I believe this M20 go this way on here. Sticking on the rod. I'm not sure why it's doing that. There we go. Very strange of it to stick like that. Let me see if it actually sits like it's supposed to. So look like it'll be just fine. Look like it'll be just fine. Let me kind of align it a little bit. Alright, so this should fit. I'm trying to match it up, so this should be facing this way, right? Yep, and should be facing something like that. Yep, belt looks lined up to me, so we're pretty much good there. Alright, so we're just going to screw that in. Yeah, this is going to take a little bit. Call for my little drill here. I just want to catch it. I'm not going to tighten it down. I just want to catch it a little bit first. Okay, let's do this one next. Okay, let's do the other one now. Yeah, I don't want to have to use my hand to screw this. This is very convenient. When it comes to these long screws, make life much, much easier. I don't need to over torque it down, so I'm going to set my torque. I'm going to set my torque setting back down to about 3. I think that should be plenty enough. There we go. Torque that down. There we go. I wonder why this torque early, because it's still at the top. Let me go back to 5. There we go. Now it's stopped. Same thing with this one. Kind of stopped early too. There we go. Yeah, that ain't going nowhere. So as you can see, all torqued down. Now, the taller M3 screws were M3 45, and the shorter one is M3 25 millimeters. All right, so we're going to. It says mount on here, so it goes this way and it lines up right next to the linear rails. So I'm just gonna slide it in. Oops. We don't want that. There we go. All right. I think it can go down just a little bit more. I'm going to pound it a little bit. There we go. That slid it down a little bit. All right. That looks really good. No gaps. Perfect. So now we can anchor this thing down. We're gonna need, let's see, what are those screws? Seems 10s as well, M5, yeah, 10s as well. So in this case, those are 8 millimeters, right? Yeah. Okay, so we're going to use the round ones, even though it's asking for the other ones. So I don't think, yeah, these 8 mils are too short, yeah. So we're going to work with these ones. No big deal. Yeah. So let's go ahead. M5 T-nuts, slide it up. Okay. And there's 2 on this side. And more. So, there we go. That's our. Oops. There you go. So this is nice and smooth. I like how this X-axis is very nice and smooth. So, yeah, this is looking really, really nice. Very tiny, man. It's just like a little small X-axis there, but it's solid. It ain't going nowhere. It's very rigid, man. Like I said, this thing is overbuilt, very rigid. Really like it. So let's move on to the next steps here. See what that's gonna be. To mount it. Now this is the interesting part. So rails mounted, idlers mounted, motor and pulley mounted. So for when it looked like this plate just sits okay, so this plate just sits back here like so. Because there's a cap, right? Yeah, this cap goes right here. Okay. So, should I just put on the cap first? Oh, just, you know what? Let's run the things in the channel first. Let me put these three in the channel first. Then we can put on the cap and then kind of figure out how this thing sits. Because it should sit like this. Yeah. So let's put on the cap first and everything needed. Okay, so we're gonna need two more for the top and bottom here. So I'm just gonna pre-run it. One here at the top. Here. Alright, so random 3, and then we can put on this cap. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, we don't want to damage this now. Another 10mm here. Yep. It's a little tight because I have to tap it. It's no big deal. Nothing an Allen wrench can't do. Get down to the end of that. I think a 10mm might have been too much, to be honest with you guys. Let me take this off. I'm gonna do 8mm instead. Yeah, I think 10 might have been a little too much. Yeah, because it's kind of started stripping just a little bit. So this 10 right back here. Use one of them 8mm instead. Yep, that worked much better. Alright. Alright, there you go. It's the X-axis. Alright, so now we're going to figure out where this bracket sits, which it looks like it sits right here. But how do you screw this thing in? I wonder if do you screw that part in and then I'm confused, guys. Like, this is the only part now. You know what, guys? Let me figure this one out first, and then I'll come back and explain, because this part is going to be where the tricky part, and in order to mount it on here, that's where the tricky part is. So I'll be back, guys. Alright, guys, I'm back. So after looking at it, I think I figured it out. So I think you mount this on here first. Let's try. If not, ask the designer that question. But for now, I'm going to go with my thoughts. So this require M3 10 millimeters, I think. So we'll go ahead and mount it up on here on the linear rail. Oh, there we go. I'm just moving it up and down to make sure it's still kind of rigid. So, might have to bring this down just a little bit though. But we'll worry about that when it gets to that point. Yeah, this plate makes the difference here, because since it's not made out of 3D printed plastic, it's a solid aluminum piece. It's going to keep everything nice and rigid. Like I said, I'm not over tightening, just and tightening it. You don't want to go overboard with it. Okay. So, alright, so now that's in. Now we just gotta figure how to mount it. So, I'm assuming, actually, you know what? We gotta take this off. So we're gonna put this on after. Doofus. I thought about it, but I still put it on. I don't know why, but I figured not yet. So we can take this off. And then we're going to mount this on that carriage. So let's lower this thing like halfway. Let me see. Let me bring this down. Let's try to, because it goes right in. Okay. Yeah, this part is very interesting. Let me see if I can catch this part first. let's move one all the way to the end if I can. Trying to, so I'm at the back here, guys. I'm gonna show you guys once I'm done, once I move one of these all the way to the end. There we go. All right, what do we use for that? What's 19? M10, 10 millimeters. Not gonna tighten it, just wanna let it kind of hold it for a second, and then you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm kind of shifting it, but I'll show you guys the back once I'm done here. But I think I have an idea how you put it together. It's a tight fit back here with the third one. So you really don't have much of a viewing angle here. Ooh. Got it. Very tight space to work in, but I got it wound down. Alright, it's not tight at all. I'm just trying to make sure everything sits in place first before I do any sort of tightening down here. Make sure I have the position right too. Make sure I have nothing flipped. So I'm going to go right back at the top. Make sure nothing is flipped. Okay, I have it right. Okay, good. Make sure nothing is flipped. So, okay, let's go back down. Change the view here for a little. Okay. Okay, so shift that back over here. Technically, you don't necessarily need a third screw in between because these two screws, one on each end that is accessible, is enough to hold it. But I'm gonna still put it there again for rigidity's sake. No, and right now it's loose. As you can see, it's loose, and that's to just make sure I have this in place first before I do anything else. I want to make sure I get it right. Don't want to do anything that I don't need to do. So I'm gonna catch these two screws as well. See if I can lower this thing more. Okay. All right. Let's see if we can find these two. There we go. I want to say this is also M10, maybe M8. M8 or M10. Trying to find. Let me go back up. Because it showed up in an earlier post what's supposed to go there. It's right here. So it is. What is 6? M10, M510. So we're going to stick with the 10s. So this is what will go there. Just fully lined up. Like I said, I'm not going to tighten down anything yet until it sits correctly in place. I just want to make sure everything sits neatly first before I do any sorts of tighten up. Right, let's try to see if we can catch the screw under. Oopsie. Let's line this one up a little bit. Now we might have to shift it up to get that screw. Get it back up now. With the gear and everything, it's a little hard to spin. The motor will be able to spin it, but my hands with the stiff, so I'm kind of moving it up with my hands. It's pretty rigid. Alright, so I should be able to get there now. See, I figured it out, guys. I didn't have to ask the designer himself. I figured it out. Just find that there. Right, the screw is under. Oh, actually, the screw under is actually taller. I didn't notice. Number 5. 5 is 16. Okay, so we need a 16 millimeter on this. And pull this back out. Eek, if I can get it back out. Can I? Come on, get out. Okay, that is gonna be a pain in the butt. That's fine if it falls out. I'm just trying to get this screw back out. It's like sitting right there. There we go. That's where we're not supposed to use a flathead screw here, but I don't have a button head at a 16 millimeter button head. Maybe? Do I? I don't know. I'm gonna have to look if I have a 16 millimeter button head. I'm not sure. I might. Just a little bit longer here. I have to look at my pile of screw that I have, see if I have any 16 millimeter button heads. Don't think I do though. Or maybe. Nope, I don't think I do, but I have a 16 millimeter right here, so it's no big deal. Get out. Let it go. There we go. That was stubborn 10 millimeter. M5. Alright, now we can go back at it again. So we're going to go ahead and line this up again one more time. Oh. M5 screw. After this, guys, we'll call it because, like I said, I don't want to run over an hour. I'm trying my best not to get over an hour, but time flies so fast, especially working on these things. You don't even realize I'm probably over an hour easily right now. But who cares when you're having fun and building awesome gadgets, right? This stuff is awesome. Trying to see if I can Allen wrench it the rest of the way. And I can. Alright, we don't want to go too tight now. Not going to tighten it yet because I want to make sure everything is adjusted. Alright, so that's it at the back. Give you a better view. So that's it from the back, guys. Looks really good. Alright. Like I said, nothing is quite parallel yet because I want to make sure that things are in place where it's supposed to be. So let's put the end cap on and then we can go ahead and start to tighten stuff down. So let's go ahead and put this end cap back in. Oh, yeah. That's why I did that. To make sure things are back in place. Oops. Yeah, we'll fix that. It's no big deal. Okay. All right, and then slide this out towards the end cap. There we go. I think there should be a small gap right there, but I think everything should be solid. All right. So now we can kind of tighten up everything. So I'm going to go ahead and tighten it back here. End cap is in place to kind of keep everything even. There we go. See if I can squeeze Allen wrench back here for this third screw. I need so I can all right, that's as good as it's gonna get. I don't want to strip it. The main two on the outer end, so the third bolt is right in that recess, kind of hard to get to, and my I don't really have a tool that can I don't have a shorter M5 to get back there, but I tighten it the best I can. It's not going to come out any easily, but these two N1s are plenty enough to hold it in place. So the one on this end right here, and there's another one right here. So okay, so now we can finally tighten down the belt holder part that's going to be holding the belt. So we tighten it down from underneath first, and it's right in line. Everything is parallel. Happy about that. That's tight at the bottom. Now I'm gonna tighten at the top. Tight yet. Now it's getting tighter. Maybe 2 more turns. Actually, 1 more. Come on. 1 more small turn. There we go. All right. Now, no more shaking. Now that is rigid. That ain't. Yeah. That is not going anywhere. All right, guys, we did it. Yeah, this looks really solid. So as you can see, there's no sagging. I mean, forgive me, my table is not the greatest table. It's a plastic table, so there's no flatness on this. But trust me, in terms of this itself, this is solid. This ain't going nowhere. And I'm using MGN 15 instead of MGN 12. I mean, MGN 12 could have worked too. Pretty solid too. But I went the beefier route and used MGN 15s, 200 millimeter each. And yeah, this ain't going nowhere. This is really robust and solid. So I can see it's a solid looking printer. I'm really liking it. Like, I'm at the point where I have a different color scheme in mind if I build another one, which I am planning on building another one. This has been fun, no lie. This little printer is really impressive. So happy that I built it, and it's gonna go right on my desk, not taking up much space, and I can print. I'm so curious to see how fast this thing can print, because I will be pushing it. I'm curious to see how fast it can go back and forth. Now, I was going to use the Rapido Auden in this, but I decided to put the Rapido in my Trident behind me. It's more, well, I wouldn't say it's more deserving of it, but I wanted to put it in there. But I love it in there. Rapido is amazing. I might purchase another one and drop it in my V1.8 over there. Or in my 2.4, we'll see. But right now, this is going to get a BMG. I have tons of spare BMG, Dragonfly BMG, which is plenty for this printer. I'm not trying to win world records with it, so a BMG hot end should be plenty enough for this. But yeah, but I want to see how the accelerations I can get off of this thing, and how fast really I can print on this thing. But yeah, this thing has gained weight. I like to make. I would say just by hold, probably close to about 15 to 20 pounds. It's not that heavy. Yeah, about 15, 20 pounds. So yeah, really liking this. So I hope you guys like this. It's looking really neat. I ain't gonna lie, really cool. It kind of gained some weight, but it looks really good. I'm really liking it. So the next part, we're gonna see what's the next thing. The next thing to do is the bed mount. We have already done all of this clearly. Let me scroll down more. So the next thing to do is do the bed mount in the next video, which would be part 5. And I think part 5 would be the final thing to do, like the final in terms of mechanical structure and mounting. Yeah, part 5 would be the final one to get the I'm not gonna add the drag chain since I don't have any wire prepared. I might just prepare the wires in the background, but we're definitely gonna, part 5 is definitely the bed mount. Once the bed mount is done, that's pretty much it. I don't know if I might do a part 6 with the add the extruder and wiring. I'll see. I might do a small video compilation of that one. But for the mechanical structure itself, yeah, I think I'm done with that part. So yeah, so we're gonna add the bed mount in the next one, and whatever else left to do in the next part 5, and then we're gonna just get Clipper on it, get it set up, and just make a video about the experience and everything about that. So yeah, so I hope you guys have been enjoying the videos. I really appreciate you guys' support. Like and subscribe. I appreciate it. Hit the notification bell, guys. Like I said, I have other projects coming. I have the 2.4 to redo, and you know I've updated, printed all the STLs to turn it into a V2.4 R2. It's gonna get umbilical instead of the drag chain, so look out for that. I might also do a video series on that too. I know I've built it on my live stream before, but I could definitely do a video series on that and kind of do, you know, if you guys like this format, I could do that. If not, I can also live stream it too. So that has to come, and then keep in mind I still have that Onyx K3 build with space gray frame and stuff. That's coming. That's gonna be a fun build. But yeah, guys, I don't want to rant anymore, so I'll catch you around. Thank you for watching. Peace.